Well, so everybody wants to invest in something. Everybody wants to, get that financial freedom. Everybody wants to be liberated financially. But then there is one thing that most people fail at doing, that is to sacrifice, to be committed towards whatever they do, and also to be dedicated and to also have that passion, and that's the toward that thing that would actually lead to that financial liberation or that financial freedom. And most often too, we always think that in order for us to start a business, we must save huge sums of money to be able to start with that. No, that shouldn't be the case for you. Do you know that you can actually start small and scale up eventually? What most of the business tycoons you see out there, most of the businessmen you see out there, the big men you see out there driving the big cars and the Porsche cars, they started from somewhere before ending at where they are, or before getting to where they are today. So today on our channel, I'm going to help you as a beginner who is actually thinking of how to invest into poultry farm, how you can be able to get a little bit of money. I can be able to help you to start with just 50 broilers of birds. You should be able to start with 50 broilers of birds. So today I'm going to help you to know how you can be able to get poultry farm with just 50 broilers of birds in Africa and in Ghana respectively. Well, the name is Christopher Ebenezer, and thanks for coming to the channel once again. But if this is your first time of visiting the channel, kindly hit on the subscription button and turn on the post notification bell, that whenever we upload new videos, you'll be the first person to get an alert on your device. And thank you for coming back with the returning viewers too. I'm so grateful to you all for coming back to the channel once again. And those of you who have started doing businesses with it, thank you so much. Those of you in the diaspora that started reaching out, to buy lands, to rent lands, we thank you so much for doing businesses with us. So let me use this opportunity to also tell you that if you're also out there watching this video and you are in need of a farmland to rent or for a farmland to buy, kindly reach out to me or to us, and we can be able to connect you to the real farmland owners that can be able to give you farmlands, which goes for like rental deposit for like 500 Ghana cedis per year and 10,000 Ghana cedis per acre if you want to buy. That is for virgin land, and if you want a bulldoze land to 12,000 respectively if you want to buy. So rental goes for 500 Ghana cedis, buying also goes for 12,000 Ghana cedis, that is for bulldoze land. And those of you who also have school libraries that you needed somebody to manage it effectively for you, also know that I'm a professional librarian. So if you want somebody that can be able to help you to deal with your library activities, to be able to help in shelving, to be able to help in cataloging, to be able to help in taking inventory, and also reading of the library, that is basically cleaning and tidying up of the library periodically or systematically, you can actually pick the number on the screen and reach out to me. And if you have an ICT lab that needed transformation, kindly reach out to me. I can bring my IT guys on board and we can come on board to get that best setup for you in your school, especially those of you who owns a private school. If you needed a proper library system and needed a proper IT system that can be able to help the kids to learn all the time, so that is just by the way. So just pick the number and reach out to me. So today I'm going to help you and I'm actually going to share with you a cost breakdown of how you can be able to start with just 50 broilers of birds, and you can also be able to scale up or expand eventually. So grab your pen and paper and let's learn something new here on our channel. The goal for you is actually to be able to kickstart with just 50 broilers. This is something that you're actually going to do at the backyard of your house, so there is no need of you going to focus on buying land. But then if you have money to rent land, so that is cool, but then you don't need huge acres of land to kickstart with this one. But then you just needed a small portion of land that can be able to help you, so you can actually think or consider your backyard and you start up with that. So let's do the startup cost for the 50 beds. So first of all, the items that you needed are day old chicks, you need a feeder, starter plus finisher, and you also need vaccines, meds and litter and feeder, drinkers and simple housing. So how much are these ones going to cost you? Well, in Ghana, day old chicks are selling for like 15 Ghana cedis. So this cost varies from one place to the other. It varies from one place to the other. So what I'm actually sharing there, that doesn't mean that when you go out there and they sell it more than what we're giving, you should be lamenting, or it is lesser than what we actually mentioning here on this channel, you should lament or you should be surprised. But it should be targeting 15 Ghana cedis for one bed. That is a day old chick. So if you multiply that by 50, that should be giving like 750 Ghana cedis. And feed, you would actually have to get a starter plus finisher. 4 bags is what you need, and a bag is actually selling at 200 Ghana cedis averagely. So 4 bags, it should be giving you like 800 Ghana cedis, and you need vaccines, which is going to cost you like 200 Ghana cedis. That's the estimated price. And you need litter plus feeders and drinkers, which is also going to cost you 300 Ghana cedis estimated price respectively. So you just need a simple housing that can be able to take care of this bird. You don't need something big, you don't need something huge. So with just 800 Ghana cedis, you can be able to put up a basic structure that can be able to help you to do that. So all you needed is just a space, which is just a simple backyard structure, which is enough. So 10 by 12 feet can hold 50 birds comfortably. So you have to ensure proper ventilation and protection from predators. That is all you need. And also need housing, so you can actually use local materials, wood, bamboo, iron sheets, and netting. And you can actually do concrete floor or wall laid sawdust to keep things very clean. And most often, most poultry farmers out there, they always focus on using the sawdust. So not to think of the stocking too, you just have to go buy like a day-old chicks, and also from a trusted hatchery, and avoid buying from roadside. So those are some of the things that you'd actually have to focus or think. Coming to the management and practices of the bird. So management practices, what are you supposed to do? Broilers need quality feed, startup, grower, finisher. So poor feed will lead to poor weight gains, and they always need water, which should be very clean and must always be available for the birds. So you have to actually add vitamins and glucose in the first week. And you also need health. You must also follow vaccination schedule, and maintain proper hygiene. And as a farmer, you must always learn how to keep records. So you have to track the feed and mortality and expenses to know your profit margin all the time. And now we come to the meal deal, the reason why you're doing the business, that's the selling and the profit. So in 6 to 8 weeks, broilers weigh like 2 to 2.5 kg each. So if each sells for like $6 to $7, 50 birds can give you about $300 to $350 gross. So after cost, profit may be $60 to $100 first cycle. So that looks very small though, but then the goal is to scale up. So that shouldn't be too much of a worry to you, because your goal is to actually scale up. So now let's talk about the expansion strategy. So you actually have to reinvest your profit. So instead of spending the money, you can actually decide to add 20 more birds next cycle. And after 3 to 4 cycles, you can reach 200, 300 birds with the same reinvestment model. And at 200 plus birds, you can actually negotiate better feed, chick prices, and improve your profit margins respectively. So eventually, profits from sales can fund a proper poultry structure, and maybe even transition into layers or a bigger broiler business. So that is what you should be targeting. And so some of the key tips for you to become very successful in this business is you must always think of starting small. You learn from the mistakes, while losses are still very manageable. With just 50 birds, you should be able to manage all the losses. You can keep strict hygiene to avoid diseases, so you can market before production ends. So you can actually target restaurants, neighbors, shoppers, and households. And with the advent of technology, you can actually use your WhatsApp status, you can actually use your WhatsApp groups, you can actually post on TikTok if you have a TikTok account, or you can actually create a TikTok account specifically for that business, and you can be able to sell through these mediums. You don't need a middleman to do this business for you. You should be able to sell this to households, restaurants, and your neighbors. And you can also target shoppers and using your platforms like WhatsApp status and also TikTok or Facebook to post respectively, and that should be able to help you to push your agenda to even do more. So you don't have to miss your business money with personal spending. So you have to reinvest. Reinvestment is always the secret. So you have to build gradually, and many big poultry farms you see out there all started with less than 100 birds before they actually scale up. So with this at the back of your mind, you should be able to know that you don't need huge sums of money to be able to start with poultry business or poultry farming. So with just 50 broilers in your backyard, you can learn the business, reinvest your profits, and go steadily into hundreds or even thousands of birds over time without even needing huge land or huge capital at the time of beginning. So I hope you've learned something beautiful from our channel today. If this is your first time, once again, hit on the subscription button and turn on the post notification bell, that whenever we upload new videos, you would actually be the first to get an alert on your device. Thank you so much for paying rapt attention, and thank you so much for learning something from the channel, and I hope you would join us in the next episode. Until then, the name remains Christopher Ebenezer. And Ebenezer means this is how far I've brought you. Catch you in another episode.
Please subscribe to the channel and hit on the post notification bell for more updates.